Is it started? I think it started. All right. Hey, Huskies. This is Jim Davis, your friendly neighborhood counselor, and
Corey Monroe, other friendly neighborhood counselor.
And today we're going to do a little review. You guys have done this once, but if I only do something once, I forget right away. But we're going to do registration for classes for next year. And so this is really important. So please, please, please pay attention to everything we say and make sure you get all the classes that you want. Because as most of you have figured out by now, there will be no class changes. So one of the biggest things when talking about registration is the resources you can use. And I have our homepage of the Douglas County website pulled up right here. And as you can see, the main thing you want to look at is the 2023-2024 Academic Planning Guide. Right under there, you see that that is actually a hyperlink that you can click and see all the information about all the classes we will offer next year. In every department, there'll be a progression guide. What am I in now? What do I take next? So there's tons of information if you need it on that link. So again, go to the Academic Planning Guide if you have any questions. Let's get into registration. So now we'll go over some of an overview of credits that you might have forgotten and different classes that you guys can choose. So let's start with the general overview of your credits and graduation requirements. We'll say it probably 100 more times, but you need 24 credits to graduate. You need 20 hours of community service, and you also need to complete math and English competencies. What are math and English competencies? Well, usually those are based on a certain score on a standardized test, which is the ASVAB, ACT, SAT, work keys, or taking an entrepreneurial economics class that we offer here and completing a capstone project. Most likely, most of you will get some of these graduation requirements just when we offer the SAT to the entire 11th grade, but there'll be other options for those of you out there, and we'll talk about that later in your high school career. Again, this is just what we'll say over and over and over again, because you guys got to know what your goal is. Your goal is 24 credits, 4 English, 2.5, it says 3 social studies, but as you see, world history, US history, 0.5 of gov and 0.5 elective social studies. That would be psychology, world religions, those kind of classes. Mathematics, 3 years, science, 3 years, PE, 1 credit, practical art, 1 credit, fine art, 1 credit, electives, 8 credits. And then you see at the bottom, it says world language, 0, although that's not true because we're an IB school. So you need at least 2 years of world language. So what are colleges looking for? Colleges want to see you challenge yourself with rigorous courses. Consider taking honors classes, AP, IB classes. You don't have to be in the IB diploma program. You could do our IB scholars program. And that's where if you complete three IB classes, that you will get that distinction on your diploma. Colleges prefer to see 4 years of core classes, and your core classes are English, math, science, and social studies. And really important for our athletes, the NCAA requires 16 credits in math, science, social studies, and English combined. So if you do not have those, you will not be playing your freshman year in college. So let your counselor know. If they don't know, maybe you don't talk to your counselor all the time because your schedule looks good. You don't really have that many issues. But if you're an athlete, let your counselor know, hey, am I cool with the NCAA? And we'll help guide you through the NCAA clearinghouse process. For colleges and why they want that, rigor is really important. How are you challenging yourself? Fortunately or unfortunately, how good you are at standardized testing. The SAT is not weighed as heavily as in the past. What is taking the place of that weight? That would be how hard your schedule is. So please, it used to be like your first 3 years, you work really hard, your freshman, sophomore, junior year, and then you chill out your senior year. That's not true so much anymore. Now they want to see you challenging yourself all the way through. So just remember that as we go forward and you select classes. Registration information. Put serious thought into this. No preference changes. We do not do teacher preferences. Oh, I didn't like this teacher first semester. I don't want to change. It's not going to happen. Do not ask your counselor. If every student wanted their favorite teacher and this and that and didn't like that, it would be chaos. So we are not doing changes. The course registration guide is located on the school website that we looked at before. If you need help, you could always email your counselor, Ms. Hartman, the counseling secretary, and everything is online. One of the biggest things I want to remind all the students out there is when the computer builds the system over the summer, it just takes right from your request. So whatever you put in there will be chosen by the computer. Your counselors will review it, and if there's any problems, because the system isn't perfect, make changes. But again, whatever is or is not in those requests will either be in or not be in your schedule. So our first subject here is language arts. It's pretty cut and dry for 10th grade English 2 or English 2 honors. If you're planning on going the IB, AP, CE considerations, when choosing these classes, if you go an IB diploma, you're going to want English 2 honors. World language. Talk to your current teacher about this. You could find the natural progression chart on the academic planning guide that we looked at again on the home screen at the beginning of this presentation. But please think about colleges, MYP requirements, and IB considerations. What level will you need to get to for your IB diploma? Now, I'll pass it off to Mr. Monroe.
All right. All right, social studies is you guys pop up for next year's sophomores. You'll be taking U.S. history. You have 3 choices. You can take U.S. history, honors U.S. history, or AP. If you're looking to be in the IB program, you're definitely going to want to look at either honors or AP. Math selections for next year. Again, some will need to be taken algebra. You've got your algebra, geometry, and whatnot. Make sure you're working with your math teacher to help you guys for placement. On the science, if you had earth science this year, you will be signing up for biology. And as you do the progressions, if you're in biology, you'll be looking at chemistry or the additional. So make sure you're working with your science teacher and being patient with that as you guys are selecting those classes. PE, again, you guys have that on there. You will be selecting at least 1 semester of a PE for next year. Some of you can even select 2 if that's your choice, but you will at least be doing 1 semester of a PE. Practical arts, again, just like you did this year, you should and will be selecting at least 1 semester of a practical arts. And again, you could choose 2. Our fine arts, again, you will also be choosing at least 1 semester of a fine arts class, and many will be choosing 2. Again, a reminder, you'll select a 0.5 credit of a practical art, PE, and fine arts. Make sure if you do want to have a full schedule, you'll pick an additional 0.5. If you want an off period, you'll leave it at that. So you're actually signing up for 6.5 credits versus the 7. When you're doing that, as we get a little further on, it'll make sense as it shows up. So again, you'll just schedule that with the 6.5 versus the 7. If you're looking to have a full schedule with 7, then you will have obviously 1 in each of those plus a bonus. Let's get ready to register. So you guys are going to log into your IC. When you do, you're going to go up to the menu, that first arrow up top. And then as you scroll down to the academic plan, you're going to go ahead and click that on. When you do, this is the screen that is going to pop up. As you guys fill that out, as you can see for the freshman year, it is going to be filled in and you can't make changes to that because that's the classes you've had during this year. For 10th grade, you're going to go ahead and select in the box. It will be blank, just like it is if you look on the English on the top one for grade 12, how it's whited out there. You'll just put your cursor in there. And then my recommendation is to type in about the first 2 to 3 letters of a class name to find it. It'll shorten it up instead of you scrolling through every class available. Make sure that for year-long classes that you select that and you have both semesters. So like for English 10, you'd have English 10 semester 1, English 10 semester 2, and whatnot as you go through all of your classes. As you can see on this frame here, it's got grade 9, 10, 11, 12. It will be 6.5 on grade 10 for you guys. And once you hit that, it will be red until you have enough in there. And then after that, you'll be fine. Alternate courses. This is very important. Please, please, please pick alternate courses. If you don't, you can guess exactly who's going to select them. Your counselors. So if you're part of my alphabet and you want me to pick your classes, go ahead and leave those blank, because unfortunately, as you guys select your electives, you may not get all of those, and we would prefer that you guys pick those electives versus us. So please make sure that you've got that on there, that you select 4 of them to put them in there. Again, type in about the first 2 to 3 letters of a class, select them, and once you're done, make sure you go to the top of the page and hit the save button so all that's saved. Once you have that done, you are registered. You are done. There is nothing more to do. You do not need to turn in those registration sheets you have. Those are there for your reference and when you're talking to teachers to help you guys out. Once you enter them in, you are completely done, plain and simple. Final thoughts. Registration opens January 16th. We close February 6th. Get it done during that time frame. Do not chance it that we pick your selections. That new updated 24-25 course registration guide will be on the website. As this video has it, we have not updated it yet, but it will be updated for you. Pay attention to fees. There's many classes that have fees. We want to make sure that you guys are aware of that, and so your parents don't freak out when all of a sudden they have a big fee from you. So be aware of the fees in each class. Any questions on specific departments, English, math, science, whatnot, make sure you talk to your current teachers, talk to the teachers that offer those classes for those questions so you know exactly where you're at. If you got questions, you need to talk to a counselor. You can always stop by. The other part, you can also email Ms. Hartman to get an appointment with your counselor so you can be seen so we can help you guys out. Big highlight, you are responsible for entering your course selections into IC. It's open now. You guys can do it. Please get it done so we don't have to select your classes because we do not want to be involved in that. Again, if you have any questions, please stop by counseling. It is open. Good luck. And again, if you have any questions, let us know. All right. Everyone a Husky.